What's good, YouTube? This video is going to be about one of the single biggest dating mistakes I see amongst women: overcommitting. Listen, ladies, some men don't know what they want, and that's okay. But until they figure it out, you have to move a certain way. You have to protect your interests, your peace, love, your joy, and your self-esteem. Stop throwing everything that you got at men who aren't even sure that they want it all. I meet way too many women who are in some kind of weird, ambiguous, gray area with a guy that they are in love with and been dealing with for many months, who haven't gotten any more commitment than they got the first few weeks that they knew that guy. They've thrown everything, including the kitchen sink, at this relationship, trying to figure out how to get more from him, how to make him commit, how to prove themselves, how to prove their worth and their value to him, how to make him see them as wife material or love material. It's always a red flag when a guy refuses to give you a space and identify your space in his life to you. Ambiguity is the biggest tool in a player's playbook. Anytime you don't know where you stand, and that's the status of your relationship for an extended period of time, anytime a guy is attempting to keep the lines blurred so that you don't start to figure out exactly where you've settled, but you know you've settled somewhere, it's a red flag. Some guys don't mean no harm. Again, they just don't know what they want. Everybody's not moving maliciously when they're disappointing someone or even when they're hurting someone. But just because they don't mean it wrong or they don't mean to hurt you, don't mean they don't have the ability to, or don't mean that won't be the result. So you have to move a certain way. Stop trying to be a wife to a man who doesn't even want a girlfriend. Love has to be fair to be fruitful. I'll repeat that. Love has to be fair to be fruitful. So please set some boundaries and keep them with the undecided men in your life. If he's in the mode where he still doesn't want to claim the relationship, or he still wants to keep it on the down low, or if he's still telling you, oh, we're just figuring it out, or I like to just keep doing this for a while. If he doesn't have an idea when he's really going to be ready for a relationship, but you're too deep into it to get anything more from him because you've already over leveraged, and you're too deep into it to obviously walk away because you're emotionally invested, but he's not budging on what he wants, what he requires from you, but also what he's willing to give in the form of commitment, in the form of security, you'll likely not get what you want from this relationship. Again, love has to be fair to be fruitful. What part of you giving everything that you have, what part of you doing your best impersonation of a wife is fair if he's doing his best impression of the alpha male guru that he's seen on YouTube or TikTok? These guys are everywhere. They didn't just stop making YouTube videos when they made y'all. Just like y'all on YouTube trying to figure out guys. They're on YouTube trying to figure out women. And most of the content that they ingest is largely anti-women. So you have to understand that the culture of the information age is not just affecting how you move, but how they move as well. You don't know. You could be dealing with one of these alpha men in training. He ain't figured it out yet, but he knows he wants to date. Most of his gurus won't tell him that his manhood doesn't start and stop at the variety of his sexual experience. And many gurus won't tell you that just because a man has given you this moment doesn't mean he will give you the next. And his intent to stay or to go cannot be manipulated by you being great or by you overcommitting to him prematurely. Again, love must be fair to be fruitful. Meaning a relationship has to be equal. Right? The equal and fair exchange of energy and effort has to be there for love to succeed. You're not going to have a successful relationship if in your prime, if in the honeymoon stages, you're still begging him for time, attention, attentiveness, communication, consistency, or commitment. If you're busy begging for those things while doing your best impersonation of a wife when he won't even give you a girlfriend title, which is non-legally binding, you're in trouble. A guy could just take the girlfriend title away. If he doesn't even want a girlfriend, why are you acting like a wife? He could just wake up and say, I changed my mind. But you can't even get girlfriend. You can't even get the basic commitment that he won't sleep with other women, spend time around other women, and emotionally involve himself with other women. You can't even get that much. But you're over his house cooking, cleaning. You're having all the nasty time that you can mimic from naughty movies. You're doing whatever it takes to prove yourself daily to earn this relationship. But what has it gotten you outside of a gray area, outside of ambiguity, outside of a little bit of heartache? Listen, ladies, treat a man like a car salesman until he makes his intentions clear. Be nice to him, work with him, but don't sign any contracts until you get the deal you want. Meaning don't over leverage yourself. Don't give things that you can't get back. Don't create an expectation for yourself of a relationship coming just because you want a relationship and you're acting like a relationship, so eventually a relationship will come. There's a reason why people don't trust car salesmen, because they will do and say anything to get the sale, including screw you over. A lot of these guys are like car salesmen. They will do or say anything to get in your pants and to get access to you emotionally when they plan to screw you over in the long run, or when they really have no intention to work toward your better interests, but they want to deal the work in their better interests. It's not an equal and fair exchange, and it's not set up to be a fair deal to begin with. This is the same reason why any smart man doesn't trust the waitress that's flirting with him. She just wants a tip. We already know that. In business, we don't sign contracts without reading them. And in relationships, we don't commit or over leverage ourselves to people who haven't given us a reason to, and people who haven't decided what they want from us and been very clear about that. A lot of y'all haven't really even received enough from a guy to have the strength of feelings that you have for him. A lot of y'all think y'all are in love with him when you're really just in love with hope. You hope you finally get somebody. You hope he's finally the one. So you're moving as if he is because it's a desperate Hail Mary attempt at love. If you throw that ass, a guy's gonna catch it, but he's not gonna catch your heart with it. Unless he already planned to, unless that was already his focus. Until you stop acting like a girlfriend or a wife to men who don't know what they want from you. Until you stop overcommitting and over-leveraging in situations where there's a lot of ambiguity and the lack of consistency. Until you require the type of commitment and the type of focus that you're giving to the relationship. Until you require the reality of how a man treats you to be comparable to the fantasy of a realistic relationship. You will keep getting played. You don't tell a salesman what you got in your pocket. You don't put it all on the table. You wait for the deal, what's being offered, before you pull your money out, before you tell a person your budget, before you gloss over this thing or that thing that you're trying to buy from a person who works off a commission. A lot of these guys are working off the commission of sex. All they have to do is look at you. You're so eager to give somebody love that you're going to give them everything before they give you love. A guy can see that desperation, that eagerness. Learn to pace yourself. Learn to deny yourself. Get some self-control and apply that self-control to these situationships you're in. A lot of these guys are playing with you women like it's a game of 3-card Monte. Everybody around them's in on the trick, but you have no idea. It's just a bait and switch over and over and over again. It's because you've given your money up. You've put your money on the table for a person who you cannot trust. But what you sacrifice is a lot more valuable than money. I'd much rather lose 10 games of 3-card Monte than give my heart and give my body to a man who has no respect for me and has no intent to love. There is more to be lost than to be won with a lot of these situations. So you have to move as though you have a precious gift to lose. Because that gift is your self-esteem. And a lot of people never really undo the damage that they've done to themselves and that people have done to them. So it's important to protect your experience by making smart decisions, slowing yourself down, pacing yourself, and requiring more commitment before you commit to others. Anyway, I think I've said enough. Follow me at KidFick24 on Instagram. Before I go, if you're interested in t-shirts with wise words and quotes on them like I am, check out my new t-shirt store below, Quirks and Quotes. I like t-shirts with words on them. I like there to be a message on my clothing a lot of times. And so if I'm into it, maybe somebody else is into it too. So if you're into those types of t-shirts, check out my link below. Anyway, that's all I got for now. Follow me at KidFick24 on Instagram. I'll get with y'all later.